that the first thing Christopher Columbus did when he got to the New World was pray and thank God for the journey, thank God for bringing him here? He prayed. Did you know that the Pilgrims escaped England and came to America in order to live out their lives according to the Bible? You may have known that. But essentially, it was illegal to follow the Bible in England. You had to be part of the Anglican Church. You had to do whatever the king said. And they wanted to follow God instead. That's what they came here for. Did you know that the Declaration of Independence was influenced by sermons? By preaching of the day? This is very, very cool. Cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. This is the Exodus. On July 4th, 1776, we had just decided we're going to officially break away from England. And they said, we need a seal. We need an emblem to declare to the world what we're about. So they asked a few guys if they would mock up some drafts. And Ben Franklin was one of them. And this is what he came up with. His draft, his proposal for the Great Seal of America was Moses leading the people out of Egypt, out of bondage. Exodus, that's what he wanted people to think about when they thought about America. A Bible story. Can anyone read the motto around the seal? What does that say?
It said, rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God.
Yeah, that's awesome. Rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God. That is awesome. That's what he thought America was about. Ben Franklin, one of our founders. He said, when you think about America, think about the nation of Israel being let out of oppression. That's our country. Did you know that the government, both federal and state, has proclaimed many national days of fasting, humiliation, and prayer throughout our country's history? These are government proclamations. This one is from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. It says, by the governor, a proclamation for a day of public fasting, humiliation, and prayer. Humiliation would be to humble yourself, of course. This used to be a regular occurrence. Was when we had something going on in the country, whether it be the Revolutionary War. Even FDR led the country during World War II in a prayer. This one was done by Samuel Adams. This is our founding. And they say you can't pray at a football game. They say you can't bring a Bible into school. Teachers are telling kids, you can't say God here. But this is it. This is our government. This is a document of the government. And they're saying, you people here, the inhabitants of Massachusetts, pray, fast, and humble yourself. Take that to school with you. Did you know church services were held in the House of Representatives chambers in the nation's capital from 1800 to 1857? So this is actually where the House of Representatives would do business Monday through Friday. On Sunday morning, they would get out all the implements of the office, all of the desks and all that stuff, and they would have a church service. This is the rotunda. This is Statuary Hall now. They had church services there. Do you know who went to those church services? Any guess?
People who worked there during the week.
People who worked there during the week, congressmen, and Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson, that great atheist, or whatever you'd call him, Thomas Jefferson went to church services in our nation's capital. And he's allegedly the one that wants a separation of church and state. How do you reconcile that? This is very cool. During World Wars I and II, soldiers were given heart shield Bibles. These are little pocket Bibles about the size of what we would know a Gideon to be now. A little Gideon Bible. And right here, this is a metal covering, sometimes gold plated. And it would go on the front cover of the Bible. And they would put it in their left front pocket. And it says on the cover there, may this keep you safe from harm. It's a Bible. They called it Heart Shield Bibles. This right here is a depiction of the church pennant above the American flag. It says, this pennant is the only flag to ever be hoisted above the American flag. It is displayed only during divine services. I don't know if you can read what that is on the right-hand side. That says the White House, Washington. To the armed forces. As Commander-in-Chief, it is my pleasure in commending the reading of the Bible to all who serve in the armed forces of the United States. Throughout the centuries, men of many faiths and diverse origins have found in the sacred book words of wisdom, counsel, and inspiration. It is a fountain of strength and now, as always, an aid in attaining the highest aspirations of the human soul. Sincerely yours, actually, very sincerely yours, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So, the President of the United States was encouraging soldiers in the armed forces to read the Bible. This little Bible was made January 25th, 1941. And this is what they gave our soldiers. Show me the separation of church and state.